Good morning. It's time to get the field cultivator hooked up so we can start working this stuff we ripped yesterday down. Brock should be here in a little while, but I'm going to get stuff started. He finished last night, I think. Maybe I should call him before I unhook this, but anyway, I think we're done with the ripper over here. Most definitely got all the life out of those points. They are completely worn out. Look at that one, doesn't even have any wings left on it. So I talked to the guy I bought them points from yesterday. He said they're in. He just has to go and get them from where he has to get them. And I told him, well, we're done with this for a week or two here, so he should get them before we need them. It smells terrible in here. Okay, quick change of plans. I was going to unhook that and Dad stopped me because where he was moving dirt up there along the river in that one field, it was really hard to tell where the field boundary and the edge of it was, so he went up and looked at it and we didn't quite get close enough up there with the ripper, and he wanted to go, so he's gonna take it and touch up some fields, and yeah, it's fine, it's fine. We just gotta find something else to do for an hour. All right, so while Dad's touching some stuff up with that ripper there, I got Brock getting our seed tender out and loading the cover crop seed up onto that. So he's down there at my seed warehouse, I think, right now. I'm going to get the air seeder out. We might actually load that up right now. Doors are locked. So that's ready to go. Obviously, we got to run the field cultivator first, but we'll have it ready. Check the oil. We'll have a little bit of adjustments to do on the air seeder since we'll put all new blades and everything on there is new. It's probably, the depth is probably not quite right. Loading. So this is our cover crop seed. It is a 90-10 blend of oats and radish. Don't lose that, Brock. All right. So you can see there, the big stuff is obviously the oats. The little seed is the radish seed. It stays blended up pretty well, but anyway, we're gonna plant this out. Last year I broadcast it. I just used a fertilizer spreader and spread it, and then we had to work it in. This year we're gonna try and use this air seeder since we have it. I think it'll work. I think it'll work well. All right, well, we've got this seed tender, the air seeder loaded up. Phil and I went through and adjusted all of the openers, put the tension on the springs, got the depth where we're going to start. We'll have to check that in the field. And got the hydraulics and everything on the tractor adjusted, right? So we are ready to start with the air seeder. We got to get the field cultivator going. Dad's still not back. He's been gone for at least an hour and a half now. Dad had hooked this disc up a couple days ago because he was working down some spoils from where they cleaned out a ditch, and said we got a bearing out, and sure enough, that's not supposed to do that. So that needs fixed. Maybe I should pull this up and do it now. About a year and a half ago, maybe 2.5 years ago now. I'm not sure when it was exactly. We put new blades on here, all new bearings, and it turns out the bearings we got were absolute garbage because we replaced one over about 200 acres at this point, and you would think we've gone through them all by this point, but nope, they're still going out. So among the bad news, there's good news and more bad news. Good news is we've got the bearings because we're getting used to having to change them, and also we're getting pretty good at changing them. The other bad news is that it's a center gang on the bottom or the inside of the wing, which means we have to take it off, and I can't just, if it was on this one where it was the outside, you just take that nut off. You don't actually have to take the whole thing off, but this one we got to take the whole thing off. So Brock's loosening up the bolts that hold it. Just set it down and get it out of there, and get the big impact out to loosen it. All right, so once we get those bolts out, then we set it down on the ground and take the bolts all the way out, which drops these hangers off. And then this bearing holder is just kind of floating in there. And once he gets the other side done, we can roll that gang right out. And then we got to take this big nut off the end here. Well, that bearing's junk. Got into that spacer pretty good too, didn't it? I don't know that we have one of those, and it'll be fine, but yeah. Now, the debate is, do I replace this one here that is not out but has some wiggle to it? I think the answer is yes. So these are all just blades and spacers. Put the blade on, make sure it's the right direction, which is easier said than done. Spacer, blade, spacer, blade, spacer, till you get to the bearings. And then you bolt it all on and tighten it up as tight as possible. Foot-pounds it's supposed to be. 1,500. That's a lot. Put her on number 3. Okay, hold on. We gotta line up the hole. There's a slot for a hole for a cotter thing. We gotta get it lined up. There you go. 2 new bearings. Now we just gotta hang it back up there again. All right, this is back together and usable. I don't think we need it anymore, though, is the thing. We're done with it. So Brock's going to fold it up and just go park it out back for right now. Dad is back with the ripper. He's got that unhooked and is hooking our field cultivator up right now. So we don't have a lot to do to the field cultivator. We just need to pull it in front of the shop and hit all the tires with a hammer, make sure there's air in them, check the shovels real quick. It's fine. We just need to look it over before we just head to the field. Check it out. We got a field cultivator here. Went through and checked the tires. They're all good now. Dad's greasing. Jack's changing some shovels. But we got a major problem that's gonna stop us from doing anything today, I think. We've got a wheel bearing out. This is a crappy design from John Deere. When this is folded up, these wheels are parallel to the ground and they hold water on the back side here. See that? See how it's all rusty and had water in there? And then it gets in there and it ruins the bearings. And this one's out. So we've got to fix it. I don't know if the whole hub is bad or if it's just the bearings or the spindle or what, but we got to take it apart and clean it up and see what we got to get. Tires should not do this.
That's the wheel bearings.
That is the wheel bearings. All right, well, we got the hub off of there. The spindle looks to be in decent shape. It's okay, so we don't have to replace the spindle, and we took the hub all apart. The hub is actually good too. I'll take you over there and show you that. Air compressor's on, but you should still be able to hear me. So here's the hub. We knocked the races out. These races are no good. They probably could be used, but no, we're going to replace them. That's what's left of the bearing, at least one of them, and everything in there looks okay. So we've got new races, bearings, and seals. I ordered them online from my John Deere dealer. They're going to bring them and put them in that little shed right there in like an hour. I couldn't drive there and back in an hour, so that's awesome. They will get it. We'll get this up and running yet today. Just a minor setback here. So as you guys saw in yesterday's video, which you haven't actually seen because it still hasn't uploaded because my internet sucks and it's super slow. I started it at 7 o'clock this morning. It's afternoon and it still has not finished uploading. This is going to be a problem when I live here. Anyway, my wife and I are going to pick out countertops for our new house over here this afternoon. So I've got to get out of here pretty quick. I did need to run down here to my seed warehouse and check some stuff. I've got somebody that was asking about some wheat seed and wanted to know seed size on some, so I was going to check and see, at least get a pretty good idea what it's going to be so we can get the right stuff ordered for them and get that taken care of before I got to go. This is a number right here, 11,700 seeds per pound. That's sort of an important number when you're trying to figure out how much seed you need and you want to plant so many seeds per acre. All right, well, time to go. So I will see you guys probably tomorrow. we're going to be busy. So thanks for watching today. Sorry it's a little bit short, but some good working on some equipment stuff today. Like I said yesterday also, harvest is coming quick, so be ready for that. Another couple of days, or sometime next week, we're going to be shelling corn.